Greetings traders, and thanks for tuning into this week's market outlook from Exness guys. Michael Stark, financial content leader at Exness, and in this video, I'm going to be giving for a trade over the next few days, some that are driving the possible movement narratives, and what traders who were to take the position would need to be aware of in terms of data and other things over the next few. Before that, let's look back at the performance of last week's idea. The idea was a potential buy for American light oil from the area of around $77.30 with a potential target around $78.50. The idea was fully accurate and then some, the price moving up all the way to test $80 a barrel. So to make a success on that managed, but please remember that performance in the past does not guarantee results in the future. Now, for this week's idea, the potential position could be a buy for Ether against the US dollar. We've seen that in general cryptocurrencies have performed over the last several weeks, and Ether in particular could possibly have more room to gain than Bitcoin, being not quite as overbought and generally not having a significant pullback. The main challenge in this situation is finding a good place. Since the price has moved more or less constantly upward for weeks, it's difficult to apply the traditional approach of waiting for a retracement. It might be possible for traders to look into buying when the price is no longer overbought based on Bollinger Bands or another indicator, or possibly waiting for a flip of parabolic stop, and a potential target in the immediate future could be around $3,800 to $3,900 and higher. Certainly, looking slightly further ahead, some of the most important narratives that are driving the possible movement by Ether are monetary policy and overall sentiment. General crypto is very positive, with significantly higher institutional interest and higher involvement in transferable crypto, ETFs, and also futures and other derivatives. We can see the open interest continued to rise as the price has risen over the last several weeks. Meanwhile, the expectations that the Fed is going to remain hawkish throughout summer have decreased slightly in recent days after weaker than expected PMI from the USA, so it's possible that the Fed might be cutting rates at its meeting in June. This week is most important release coming up Friday. That's a really critical because it affects the dollar and internal cryptocurrencies. If the release is not quite as positive as expected, then it might be possible for Ether to make gains, although that is a less likely situation, with the NFP having been consistently better than expected over the course of more than a year, with some few exceptions. So in summary, the potential idea for this week is a buy for Ether against the US dollar with a possible target around $3,800 to $3,900. The most important factors that are driving the potential movement are relatively less hawkishness from the Fed and the overall positive. Coming out to be watched is the NFP on Friday. Please remember this just as an idea for a trade. It's not a guarantee of success, and it's not a signal. You research and manage risk.